everybody. I had a really great question come up in that premiere. My very first premiere that I sat in on was the Evil Eye video I posted. Thank you so much, everyone who could come. I really enjoyed the conversation. The questions that you guys were asking were a lot of fun to answer. Got this one at the end for Isayah, and I really wanted to share a response with you, so I'm making this video. So your question is all about how can you tell if you're receiving a message from spirit or is it just your imagination? So you write, whenever I communicate with spirit, I have a hard time feeling reassured that what I'm receiving is actually from spirit or just things I'm creating in my imagination. So what I like about this is that you're choosing to have a communication with spirit. So a communication goes two ways. So you're choosing to have that communication, and then what is coming back to you? Did you just make that up? So I'm going to answer this by beginning with this reality thing, that everything is spirit. So your decision to communicate with spirit, the inspiration is spirit. You yourself are spirit. This video and its message and all of its content is spirit. How did I know what to say? Spirit. Everything that's logical, spirit. Everything that's fictional, spirit. Everything that's yes, that's no. All the colors of the rainbow, everything that's earth, everything interdimensional, everything is made out of the material. The material of everything. The material of everything. It's all spirit. You could say it's all love. And love is everything. So love is the darkest to the lightest. It's the not nicest to the nicest. It's love. Love is everything. So spirit is everything. So that's the first answer, is just to remind you that everything is spirit. Now, we're going to talk about being human here. When you're making that connection, you're allowing yourself to receive. And so if you're allowing yourself to receive, did you choose it on purpose? Did you want the answer to be convenient? Did you want it to be what you wanted it to be? Or did you just allow it to be what it was? So when I'm communicating with spirit, there's different ways that I can do this. And I talk to about our imagination versus our logical mind. And one way that I want to talk about this right now is, in the world, we all need to have a yes or no answer. That suits our ego, that suits logic. Logic is parameters based upon creativity and imagination first. Through creativity and imagination, we have outside the box ideas. We investigate, explore outside the box ideas, and then we learn some things that become logical parameters that we can build upon. And so we need creativity and imagination to build some solid structures of our awareness, the rule book of our realm, okay? Everything is spirit, okay? And everything is in divine time as well. So when you're coming up with an idea, so you're choosing to work with some kind of internal algorithm. I want to come up with a brilliant idea on how I can advertise this product. So are you asking spirit for a brilliant idea, or are you choosing to create the parameters based on what you already know, based on your own inspiration, but you're kind of controlling the way the information is flowing into you? Maybe you have a think tank of people and you're bouncing ideas off of everybody. All that is also spirit, but it's a little bit more controlled. So I'm giving you these examples as we're working our way into something more like faith, something more like allowing ourselves to trust in the experience as it comes to us, something more on the spiritual side of things. So we're working our way into that sort of form of an answer. Okay, Isaiah? All right. So when we have a psychic communication, we want to talk to the spirit realm, we want to talk to God, or we want to talk to Pleiadian beings, we want to talk to the earth, we want to talk to our higher self, we want to talk to angels, or whatever. There's going to be a sense of working with the creative mind a bit, the working with the imagination a bit, because we're kind of opening up our inner world, our inner spirit, our inner space, almost like opening up your imagination and allowing energy to come in, to flow into that space. It doesn't have to be a language. And so when I talk to the spirit realm, yes, sometimes it's very simple words. It's not about yes or about no. It's not about logic. It's about wisdom. So when the information comes in, I allow it to be what it is. I allow it to be what it is, and then I allow it to guide me. And I get to decide if I like it or I don't like it, if I agree with it or disagree with it. And I'll even ask questions as well, because I'm a critical thinker. So naturally, my mind is involved when I receive messages from spirit. But I didn't put it there because I don't want to put it there. I actually want to experience something that's coming to me that I didn't think of. I didn't know it was going to be like this. I want that on purpose because I find it like therapy. I find it like oxygen, like breath, because I love creativity. I love new ideas, new ways of thinking about things. And I don't believe that there is a yes and a no, where you could have somebody say this is the answer and someone else says this is the answer, and then they start to butt heads, and then we have to decide, well, what's the answer is, and then we all decide that, well, it's always going to be this. No, it's always going to be this, and then there's no common ground. There's no wisdom. There's no depth in the exchange. So if you seek an answer from spirit that's yes or no, there's going to be no depth in that exchange. And it's going to be more ego-based. If you're wanting to receive a message from spirit that has no yes or no, and you're going to be accepting of whatever comes, now you're working with the heart of communication. Not because you put it there, but because you were strong enough to be open enough to receive something that might be vulnerable, that might be not what you expected, that might be exactly what you thought it was going to be. That's a little bit more challenging, because if you receive a message from spirit and it's exactly what you thought it was going to be, or it's way too familiar for what you've been working with this week, it reminds you too much of that show you've been watching, so it's probably not spirit that told you that, because you're just picking up on something outside yourself and it's not really some wise message. It's too familiar. That's also from spirit, okay? Everything is from spirit. Every single thing. The fact that you watch that show and now you're asking this question and the message that comes to you reminds you of the show, it always was spirit trying to get a message through to you. So give yourself room, right? To let it be what it is and to let it be the wisdom within itself. So I always allow myself to trust in what comes. I allow myself to trust in what comes, and in order to receive a message in the first place, first I have to want one. It's not like I want to come up with a brilliant idea to advertise, and now I'm just going to work with some parameters, and I have to work with creativity and my imagination and some logic in there, but I'm working with myself. But if I say, I would love some creative ideas, Spirit Realm, can you share something with me to help me with this advertising campaign? Now you have to stop thinking. You have to be silent. You have to be patient. Now you have to wait for the information to come to you, not because you thought it there or you decided it there, but because it appeared there. And how information appears to me is very creative, and it's very like movie screen based, okay? It's like I'm watching a movie, but I'm in the movie and I'm participating with the movie. I don't know what the movie's telling me because I have to go from scene to scene to scene. And then I start to connect the dots and explore how each space makes me feel. So if I close my eyes and I'm starting with some question, let's say, you know, the question is, I'd like to know my past lives. Like, how many questions have we got? I guarantee you guys watching this video, if you could ask the spirit any question, what would it be? Think about it. And now you should write it in the comments. If I could ask the spirit realm anything, it would be this thing. Okay, now you know what the thing is you'd like to ask the spirit realm. How are you going to know that it's spirit that's going to give you the answer, or if it was all just your imagination? Because I'm going to give you a little example as to how you can find out the answer to your question. Not because you need it to be yes or no, or you need it to be logically clear, but because you just trusted in what came, whatever it was. So I close my eyes and I choose to be still. You can do this too. We know what the question is. We already put it out there. We don't have to think about it anymore. Now, inside ourselves, there's a whole universe in here. And I also got this question during the premiere. I wrote this down. This was from SweetieLauraLee. You had asked about how you could visualize beyond blackness. So this is actually where an answer for you comes in. I can include this in the video here. So we could start in blackness. You guys know what your question is. Close your eyes and we'll start in blackness on purpose. Because that's the one thing we don't want. But we're not using our logic. We're not using ego. We're not saying, I like this, I don't like this. We're not judging anything. We're just allowing information to flow. And this is spirit. It always was, okay? All right, so in the blackness, try this out. It's inside yourself, not outside yourself. So you're inside yourself right now. In the blackness, you're connected to everything in all of creation, in all of existence, in all time and space. You're connected to it inside yourself. Inside yourself. So now you're standing in the blackness inside yourself, and the spirit realm is revealing information to you right now. But you don't know what it is. So you have energy hands, you have pretend hands. You don't have to see the blackness, you just be present in a space that surrounds you, and it just feels like you're standing in a black space. And now you feel around, okay? So find out if your black space is oval shaped, spherical shaped, cube shaped. Is it a small closet? Is it a vast space? Are you inside of a facility, inside a building? Are you underground? Is this black space actually in the universe somewhere? Is it located behind your left ear? There's weird things that you're going to discover just by simply playing pretend. But you're not playing pretend. You're actually in the spirit realm's book right now. And that book is the answer to your question. And you're going to find out what it is, not because it came in simple words and made it clear, but because it was something you had to discover. And you discover the answer inside yourself, so you already contain the answer. So did spirit put it there, or are you just remembering it? And so that's like next level conversation here. That's why you have to trust and have faith in every single thing. Every exchange, the divine time, why I watched that movie and now I'm getting this answer. I want to know my past lives, and all that keeps coming to me is I was a dwarf at the lonely mountain. I've been watching The Lord of the Rings. Why can't I just get anything outside that? Everything happens for a reason, so you got to trust in it. You got to go with it. Is it so wrong to see yourself as a dwarf at the lonely mountain, as someone who created an amazing underground or hidden city? Is that so wrong to allow yourself to have an experience like that? Is it so wrong to allow yourself to define yourself as someone who's attracted to swords, and I feel like I was in a war and I fought with swords? Is it so wrong to give yourself permission to experience some kind of silent truth that you kind of know is the truth, but you just don't know how to allow yourself to have that truth? See, that's not quite this journey space where we're going to be revealed the answer. That's you just giving yourself permission to pay attention to little nuances inside yourself that are spirit speaking to you, but you see how the ego and the logic gets in the way and says, oh, that can't be true for me. That's just too weird. That's just too strange, you know? That's a little more surface level awareness. But let's get back into the black, okay? So we're going to feel around and decide what is this space. It's only black because we have to begin somewhere. But we're in the book of the answer. The answer exists inside yourself. All of it is spirit. That means you carry the answer. You are the spirit that is speaking to you. I like it when I don't put the information there when it comes to me. So we're going to take a step beyond blackness now, because we're going to allow ourselves to feel and define the space and speak out loud about it. Speak out loud in your own private room to yourself. What is your black space? What are the dimensions of it? Big, small? Is it just tall and skinny? Is it starting to become a building? Is it starting to become underground? Is it starting to become the ocean? Is it starting to become a tree house? Is it starting to become something? You start speaking out loud. What it becomes is part of the answer to the question. And you might say, well, what does a tree house have to do with my advertising campaign or my specific question? What does it have to do? We don't know yet. So go have some fun in your tree house. Go have some fun in the cave space. Explore the way it makes you feel. I feel like I'm confined in here. I feel lonely in here. I feel like I wish it was brighter in here. Well, can you make it brighter? Well, I could try. Let me see. I'll hold a torch. I'll be Indiana Jones. I'll be an investigator of some old catacombs. What does this have to do with my advertising campaign? I don't know yet. See, we're seeking for the answer. We're looking for the answer. Did you think it there? Did you decide it there? That your black space, you decided in your mind by choice that your black space was going to be all this, or did it just appear that way? You discovered it was that way. And how in the world is that spirit giving you an answer? It's guiding you to the answer that exists within yourself. And we are wise. Sometimes I wonder what really is our brain, what really is our heart, what really functions all of this. If I'm the energy material that's so cosmic and so wise and aware, why do I have to funnel it through these organic aspects of myself? Well, it gives me the parameters of my reality that is challenging my soul in day-to-day life. And so we carry the answer within, and how do we access it? We have to navigate turning off our mind, allowing it to be a bit creative and having fun in the creativity, speak out loud. And as you go from scene to scene to scene, talk about what you see, the details, how it makes you feel, and ask again, so what does this have to do with my question? And then allow yourself to see more. There might be birds that come, there might be the sense of a person that's standing there. Allow yourself to expand your feelings, expand even beyond the space. Not just be standing there looking around, but now be eyes in the sky looking at yourself standing there looking around. You're going to start to notice more and more and more details. And this will build the answer for you. And the answer will be that of wisdom. Now let me give one quick example here as to why wisdom is so essential, is so much more valuable than yes or no. Because with wisdom, we're in a constant state of growth, transformation, and self-discovery. Yes or no are basically spaces where time is stopped. The only answer is no. The only answer is yes. Forever and ever 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 and ever. I feel like that is way too finite, and that's way too, like, I want to be in a constant state of discovery and seeing things in new ways in an infinite universe, not a finite universe. In an infinite one. I'm okay with yes or no. It's kind of nice to have a yes or no. But wisdom gives me so much more enrichment. And so let's say, again, let's go back to the strange question about advertising. And you're seeking then wisdom. And you're trying this strange pathway out. Or your question about past lives. Or your question is about, I'd like to meet my higher self. Or your question is about, you know, I've been struggling with pain in my back for a lot of years and I want to heal this. So is it a question, or is it you're seeking a solution, you know? So the wisdom that you seek, let's say, is simply information. So you're presented with information. If it's about advertising, maybe there's something here in your inner child that you need to recall and remember. That makes you feel a lot more free in a confining world. So your answer from spirit about your marketing campaign or advertising campaign is actually reminding you to be true to your childlike self. Well, what kind of answer is that? It's the most powerful answer you could ever imagine. So how do you know if spirit is speaking to you? Everything is spirit. You are spirit, so spirit is speaking all the time. Now, let's take it a step further, right? Let's just review everything. And we want to go beyond just the logic and the imagination, because we're not choosing to create anything with our mind. We're not choosing, forcing the thoughts out based upon what we already know. We're not going into a fantasy state with our memories where we're angry or we're falling in love or we're whatever. That's choosing, okay? That's forcing it to be that way that we want it to be. There's other imaginary places where you create the parameters around yourself in order to imagine your way through how you're going to have a conversation with somebody. Imagine your way through understanding if you did the right thing or not. You know, this is creating parameters. That's all spirit as well. But in this case, we're asking a question that's so out there. We decided that we don't know the answer to it, and we seek guidance. We seek perspective. It's not about yes or no or some logical answer. It's about something beyond our comprehension. Now we allow the imagination to come to us, and you can stand inside yourself in the infinite universe where all the answers exist, and every answer is correct. In every dimension, time and space, everything exists. It's an infinite universe, so everything exists, and everything is true. And everything that is true is also false. All right? And so when you are that accepting of information, you are completely infinite yourself, and you're allowing information to reveal itself in divine time as intended. So now you try this exercise, you stand in the blackness, you state your intention. What is it that you want? What is it that you seek? You stand in the blackness inside yourself, in your heart, close your eyes, and you just have some fun playing pretend. Tell me, what is this space like? I'm just recapping on everything. It's good to just recap. What's the space like to you? Does it have a fragrance? Does it have a taste? Taste the air in your imagination. You know, feel what it tastes like. I feel like it tastes like dust. I feel like it tastes like water that has, I don't know, more of a density to it. I feel like it tastes like leaves. What do leaves taste like? I don't know. I just keep seeing leaves now and I'm chewing on them. Oh, weird. I'm some kind of animal now. Do you see how this stuff just starts to appear? Not because you decided it there, but because it was important that you experience this information. Now you're going through the book of the answer. And the answer you seek is the wisdom that is guiding you to your divine truth, which is what it's all about. So have some faith and allow the information to come to you, and then trust what comes is exactly as intended, and give yourself permission then to receive that. Thank you so much for this question, Isaiah. It was so good. And thank you too. This is SweetieLauraLee. I got to answer your question at the end there, but it's good to just talk about this stuff in video. Thank you every single person that came to my premiere. It was really wonderful of you to be there. I'm going to be doing more premieres. All right, I feel like I've said all I can say on this. I hope you found it helpful. Just share here in the comments section if you give this a try. What's your question and how did it work out for you? All right. And if you want me to do a journey into anything, literally you can book a session at my website. I also offer psychic mentoring if you'd like me to teach you one-on-one how to do what I do and how to receive messages from spirit. I'd love to support you with this. You can book a session at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, have a great day, everybody.